level of your home, inside bedrooms and outside sleeping areas. Test smoke alarms every month. If they are not working, change the batteries.
This message was brought to you by ZIZ and the St. Kitts Nevis Fire Department. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another segment of Fire Talk right here on ZIZ Radio 96.1. Joining me in studio this morning is Fire Officer Davron Clark. Good morning to you, sir. Let's make sure your mic is working. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, GQ. Good morning to radio viewing and listening fans. My name is Davron Clark, Fire Station Officer from the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire Rescue Services.
Welcome to the studio as usual.
Thank you.
All right, so this morning we have a number of things to cover, mainly about your safety as it relates to fire prevention and risk assessment. And we're going to be looking at 5 steps we should follow and keep in mind.
Sure.
So lead the way, and then we'll start the conversation from there.
Okay, fine. The risk assessment process involves an inspection of the premises to identify potential fire hazards, to ensure adequate measures to stop the fire from starting, and that adequate fire protection measures are in place to protect everyone in the building. Mm-hmm. Okay? Fire hazard. One might ask, what is a fire hazard? A fire hazard is anything that can start a fire. Okay? Such as ignition sources or combustible materials. Mm-hmm. Consider electrical equipment, smoking, arson, heating, cooking, housekeeping, and contractors. That's it, number one. Where will you find these? Anywhere. Anywhere around the homes. Simple thing like gasoline being placed here, matches being put there are hazards. So as a homeowner, as a business owner, we have to ensure that we eliminate any of these obstacles, hazards. So in an event that they can prevent them from causing fire, or in an event of fire, they can make the fire much greater than how it is. Okay? Number 2, we might ask a question. People at risk. How many people are in the premises? That's the first question. I don't know if I'm going to put you on the spot, JQ. How many people are here in ZZ right now? Can you answer that question?
A lot. It's early in the morning. I don't know the schedule in terms of who has reported to work, but I know there's a lot of us here this morning.
Right. So in an event of an evacuation, and here come the fire department, here come the police asking these pertinent questions.
Okay.
Just to ensure that all the persons, our employees, our people, because we have to be staff only, because we have persons who can visit and we have persons who can do business here. That's one of the questions. Have all the persons have been evacuated? You will say yes, or you may say no, but you don't have the exact figures. So that will put us in a bit of unsure circumstances that we now have to come in and do a search of the entire property. But even though you told us that yes, everyone have been evacuated, we still have to do a secondary search to ensure. Because having 8 persons in a business arrive for duty, one might take a break, one might not feeling very well and left the company, that's 2 down, that's 6. We have an emergency. When the fire department arrive, how many persons you have there? We have 8. When you do the head count on the outside, we're seeing 6. The manager or the supervisor forget that one has taken a break and one was not feeling well and has to leave.
Right.
So now we have to go in now and do a search. And when we cannot find those 2 persons, we'll be in a panic mode. Then when we come to a realization, you will say, okay, then right. One left to go home and one is on break. So this is the reason for knowing how many persons are on the premises. You have to also ensure, are they young? Are they disabled? Or lone workers present in the building? We cannot forget our young children. Based on the scenario at hand, one might hear the alarm or get panicked and forget that they have a young child or young sibling with them and go left them. These things do happen. Disabled persons. One might be visually impaired. One might be in a wheelchair. Person get panic. One leave them. Unfortunately. So in this process now, we have to know. We're not saying that. We hopefully that businesses are aware how many persons enter, how many persons exit. But based on, like say, a bank, for an example, it might be good, it might be hard, and it might be easy.
So what you're saying to us indirectly, correct me if I'm wrong, my interpretation of what you're saying is, worst case scenario, if a proper check is not done,
Yes.
someone or person's lives could be at risk.
Yes, correct. How do you eliminate that? By having a register. Every time you arrive for work, there's a register that you need to note in. You're going on break, you note out. You're going on lunch, you note out. You return, you note in. That is an internal setting.
So everyone is accounted for.
One is accounted for. But we have a public, like the bank and Hartford and Rams and these, it's going to be hard because not everyone coming, we can ask them to write the name. They're just in and out, in and out. But we expect that when we have this process in place and we fire department, we visit the entity, we will put certain persons in certain areas to be responsible for. So we have like a fire warden. Everyone, if there's an event of an emergency, we don't have everyone leaving the premises, running out. Some person will have to be there to extinguish the fire. Some person will have to be there to ensure that everyone we evacuate everyone. And the person have to be there to do a head count, that will be on the outside. And the manager will have to be by the door and a closed area to advise us, the fire department, as if how many persons have been evacuated or any unaccounted for on the outside or in the inside. Okay? Number 3.
Oh, hold on a second. Before you move on to number 3. In number 1, you made mention of the different types of hazards, right?
Yeah.
In doing so, housekeeping was mentioned and contractors, which brought a question to my mind. Can you elaborate more on those two aspects?
Housekeeping is like persons doing cleaning jobs. You have a housekeeper, they have Clorox, they have different chemicals put around in some cupboards at different areas that we also have to know, or the company and the managers have to know where they are and the type of chemicals that they have stored. Contractors, depending on the work that the contractor is doing, let's say they're welding, that you have open flames, you have arcs and sparks. Once they touch flammable liquid or flammable materials that can ignite as well. So holistically, no matter what you do, there are always some sort of hazards. So even though you're a housekeeper or a contractor, depending on the work that you are doing, and it's in a flammable area, and you have combustible materials and liquids around, they can cause fire as well. That's where it's a housekeeping and contractors.
Okay. There are possible agents. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Of hazard.
All right. Number 3.
You have to know how many floors and staircases are in the premises. A nightclub. Person may not know downstairs is just a nightclub, but upstairs we have, different areas, different floors, right? Some person is just going in the building and unaware of their surroundings. They have one business at the first floor, second floor, another business, third floor, another business. You're just going to patronize the second floor, the business on the second floor, but you don't know what is on the first nor the third. So even though you're in the building, you still have to know the amount of floors and staircases, the stairs that are on the outside. In an event of an emergency, you have 3-story buildings. We expect that there's 3 exits, 3 staircases on the outside.
Right.
We don't know which to have 1 entrance and 1 exit. That's going to cause havoc. That's going to cause confusion. Because as you're entering, you are leaving.
But here's the thing. We've heard that on numerous occasions. But what is in place in the law when you go out and do your checks? Do you, A, shut down this business because they're not, or they do not have proper exits? C, you issue them a citation. What is being done? I mean, what is the law saying to us here in Singers? Because yes, we've heard you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, but yet the reality is we've seen businesses with only 1 exit.
Well, we are in the process of getting our fire codes together, over a long period of time now. But let's start from the first start. You must draw a plan, and that plan must be taken to building board. And days where they approve the plans, they turn them down. So that's the codes might be first, but the second might be, or the first might be the building board. If they realize that, they have to, after looking at it and patronizing going through the plan, they realize that no, one entrance, one exit, it can't work. And you have a 3-4 story building. How are these persons going to get out? So once the building board decide that they're not going to approve the plan, they just tell them, go back to the drawing board and ensure that you have these staircases, then they will be able to put them in place. Then they're going to be better for us. So the laws may be there, may not be there, but in the absence of our fire codes, persons just go and do things, on their own, but we still leave it up to the building board personnel to do the right thing.
Okay.
Yes,
All
okay.
right. All right.
The number and location of exits.
Right back to where we just ended.
Yes. Okay. And they also need to be marked exit. And if it's not an exit, we expect persons to put not an exit. Because if you put an exit and there's an emergency, we expect persons to open that door and exit. So you open that door, you have 3-story high, open that door, you look down, there is no staircase, there's just a ground, several feet down. You don't expect to use that. So even though that there is a staircase and it is marked exit, and let's say we cannot find the key or the door has been damaged, we have to go back and put not an exit. We still cannot leave it as an exit. So we have to ensure that anything goes wrong, we have to go back and review to ensure that anybody patronize that business or entity, they are safe. Okay? Are there fire alarms, fire exit signs, emergency lighting, and fire extinguishers needed? All of these requisites that we must need. On each floor, we must need fire alarms. Fire alarms are going to indicate when there's smoke in the building, alerting persons that there's smoke in the building and there's a need for us to get out. Okay? Exit signs, I said earlier, to let persons know where are the exits so they can exit. Emergency lighting, they also need lighting because in an event that there's an emergency and the current is to go out. We have these lighting exits. They may be battery operated because current is out, or turn on when the generator has kicked in. Okay, so they'll mostly be green or sometimes red. They will just illuminate showing that there's an exit in an event that there isn't any current. Fire extinguishers are very important. Fire extinguishers are portable devices used to extinguish fires in their incipient stage. Everyone who are employed at a business must know what is an extinguisher, what is a fire extinguishers, and where they are located, what type of fires they can be used on, and basically how to use them. So that is number 3. Okay? Can we move on to number 4?
Before we move on to number 4, from the fire department, what are you doing to make sure that people follow these guidelines?
Well, most times we might just wait for persons to request our services. But some of us, we just go out on a normal daily basis and just let them know we are from the fire department. We are here from the fire department. I would like to do an inspection of your premises. Sometimes we get a little, we're not ready yet, and no. Fire not going to tell us that the fire is not ready yet, that we're going to strike at 2 p.m. So you cannot tell us that you're not ready for the inspection. So we're not going to, we might just, give you the basic requirements, the basic knowledge to ensure that all the exits are properly lit. The exit signs are there. You need smoke alarms. You need emergency lighting. You need fire extinguishers. And we just do a normal inspection, a walkthrough. So we will work with our entire shift as well. Because just in an event of an emergency, we have to go there in the night. We will have to be knocking heads. We know exactly where the exits are, where the extinguishers are, how many persons are there, and the best way in which we can put out the fire. So we do go out and educate these businesses as it relates to the safety aspect from the fire department standpoint.
And does the law empower you to make sanctions, or at this point you can only make recommendations?
We can make recommendation, but without, as I said, the fire codes, there's no, for the first, maybe the first or the second time, we will, we would go and give them a little talking to, then the second time a warning, and then if not, we just go to the labor department. Depending on the businesses involved, labor department or health department or whatever it is, social security, insurance, and let them know these persons are not following through with the laws, and they have a lot of hazards exist. So please get on them, and they will work together, and then to get everything done. Make sure everyone is safe.
Fine, fair enough.
You must have a plan. Number 4, record, plan, and train. First question, do you have a clear plan of how you are going to keep people safe from fire? You must have a plan. As we touched earlier, we touched on hazards, we touched on the people, we touched on evacuation and how to act. Okay? Do your staff know what to do in case of a fire? Do you complete fire drills? As of safety provision being maintained? These are some of the pertinent questions that we have to ask, because we expect that persons do put them in place and continuously train your staff, have them recorded, just in case that something happened, you all know exactly what to do. So this is where we comes in as well, as a fire department. Okay? Do your staff know what to do in case of a fire? Most persons say they will run out of the building. You understand?
Don't blame them?
Well, we don't blame them at this point. But after they have been trained, we expect that 1 or 2 will stay back with a fire extinguisher and put out the fire. And look for anyone that might have gone in a bathroom or under the table or in a bedroom to hide. They will call them fire wardens to assist us. So when we arrive, we will just take over. Rather than to leave the fire burning, leave your staff or people inside of the property, they let them perish, let the staff perish or the property perish. You can do something in the meanwhile until, once it is safe to do so, until the fire department arrives, then we will take over. See, that's what we are saying. Please don't run and leave the fire burning. Please don't run and leave your counterparts behind. Use an extinguisher, assist in the evacuation process, call the fire department, and let's get everyone home safe. That's what we are saying.
All right, let's move on to number 5. I'll leave number 4 alone, because it's tying into number 3 as well in terms of what are you doing on the ground. Are you providing the assistance in training as well? Yes. Is that something you do voluntarily, or that's something you charge for, and do companies have to make a request?
Well, we do it voluntarily for now. We do it voluntarily for now. Is that you reach out to us, and we reach out to you. But knowing that we have our fire summer program, person, if we come out and we assist you, you could just give something back towards the camp, to assist us to reach out more to the children in the federation. So this is yes, we do give out free advice, and we also will be there on the ground when we are conducting these drills. If you go wrong, we do it over and over and over again until it's correct, because we need to ensure that everyone are safe. Okay? Number 5, we'll have to do a review. Your fire risk assessment need regular review and updating if there are any significant changes. As we go about on a daily basis, daily, weekly, monthly, things do change. As I said earlier, what if a door has malfunctioned? What if an elevator has malfunctioned? What if you have new staff? What if your fire extinguishers have been depleted? Okay? Doing a review, you have to ensure that everything is in place. A risk assessment is under regular review. Remember to update this risk hazard change. If you make any significant changes, you should review the risk assessment. Have you made any changes to the building since the last assessment? These are the questions. Have you had any fire or near miss? Have stock levels changed significantly? Have you started to store chemical or dangerous substances? These are the questions you have to ask, and do a continuous review to ensure that we have recorded everything that may start a fire or exceed a fire to an area where you could put your life or your business at risk. So these are the 5: fire hazards, people at risk, evaluate and act, plan, record and train, and last and final, you have to do a review to ensure that everything is in order.
What are the numbers or number to call?
465-4339. That will be at the Bastia Fire Station. Ask for Fire Substation Officer Pablo Gomes. In the Navy's Division, we call 465-3444. Ask for Divisional Fire Officer Mavis White Archibald or myself, Davron Clark, and we will come out and assist you in whatever areas that you need. Ask any questions. We carry out drills, carry out inspections. We will be there on the ground on a daily basis whenever you need us, because we are here to ensure that everyone in the Federation are safe.
In wrapping up, what would you say the history looked like, as it relates to businesses and fires in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis?
The Fire Department? Well, basically, we are on the right path. We have already reached out to a number of businesses. We already have a partnership. We already have a good working relationship. Person visit the fire department, we visit their entities, we have lectures, we have live fire drills, live fire training, we have evacuation drills on a weekly and a monthly basis. So we have a good common with ourselves and the general public and the businesses on a whole. We have a number of stakeholders also involved. So no matter if you have private sector and your public sector, or just a person in a little bar shop that need any advice to ensure your safety in your home, your business, wherever you go, the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire Rescue Services have trained and professional fire officers on standby, waiting to educate and advise anyone on any hazards as it relates to fire, safety risk assessment, or anything else that we are here to assist.
Can you repeat the numbers one more time as we wrap up?
465-4339, 469-3444.
Mr. Clark, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you very much, Ricky.
And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you all next week, same time, same place, when we can do it all over again. It's The Morning Show.
It's The Morning Show.
This message brought to you by ZIZ and the Fire Department of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I am Woman Fire Officer Mavis White Archibald with your